Hello, I'm Marilyn Hemingway, and welcome to A Gathering Place. I said, I'm stepping back because we have young voices who want to be heard and they're moving on something.
Branding is really important to you and your business.
Even a basic type of technology, you learn it all.
And people are
Good question. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to A Gathering Place, brought to you by the Gullah Geechee Chamber of Commerce and hosted by Marilyn Hemingway. And if you didn't know, that's me. And I have a different background today, and it's different because I am actually at the Baptist Educational Missionary State Conference of South Carolina here in Greenville, South Carolina. The Gullah Geechee Chamber, we're here introducing the chamber to a larger audience. So while we're here, we're live on our show. Isn't that a wonderful thing? And today's show, we have a special guest who's going to talk about a beautiful park in Georgetown County, right outside of the town of Andrews, and also the new state park that you may have been hearing about in the news in the last 2 weeks. But we have one of the key persons involved with the Black River Cypress Preserve who's going to just really talk about it. We're going to look at some pictures and we're going to see a video also. So just hold on as I welcome Erin Pate. Erin!
Hey!
How are you? Thank you for joining me today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Marilyn, for inviting me.
Oh, you're quite welcome. I was just telling everyone that I am not my usual spot doing my show, but this is a good thing because we are here at the State Baptist Convention introducing the Gullah Geechee Chamber. And, I want folks to understand our mission is economic uplift of small businesses and other entities impacting the Gullah community, but our advocacy is environmental justice, addressing climate change, and education about career and business opportunities in green renewable energy. And what does that mean? Environmental justice means not only do we protect people, but we also protect nature. We protect our environment. We protect the great outdoors because we have to nurture what sustains us. And what sustains us is a healthy environment. So we love to hear about places like Black River Cypress Preserve, not only for environmental reasons, but the connection to our culture, being out in the water, out in the land, the great outdoors. But it's just something we should all preserve and appreciate. So I am so excited to have you with us today, Erin, to talk about your little slice of heaven on earth.
I sure will. This is awesome. And first, I've just got to say, it is such a pleasure to connect with you on this work. I got to know you a few years ago when we were advocating for various things in the community, often related to the environment. And you really do have that passion. And the work that you do through the Gullah Geechee Chamber of Commerce is just awesome. And I follow your work, and I'm so glad when we can partner together and do things. So keep on doing what you're doing, Marilyn.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And the same to you, Erin. So Erin, let's go ahead and dive in because both of us are kind of pressed for time a little bit today, but we're going to get to some good stuff. Tell us about the Black River Cypress Preserve.
I sure will. So the Black River Cypress Preserve is a privately owned, it's 1,000 acres right on the Black River, just outside of Andrews. It's probably about 3 miles from Andrews. It has about 4 miles of river frontage. The Black River, probably most people know this, but the Black River is completely contained in the state of South Carolina. It's 150 miles long. It starts up in Lee County. It runs through Lee County, Clarendon County, Williamsburg, and Georgetown counties. 75 miles of that whole 150 are considered scenic river, which means that it is, it is designated by the state as a more scenic portion of the river. And that's where the Black River Cypress Preserve is, and the park network that I'll tell you a little bit more about in just a bit. So the Black River Cypress Preserve, I said it was privately owned, which, what does that mean? That means it's still open to the public, but probably not as on a consistent basis like say a state or a federal park would be. We do open on some Saturdays, and we put that out to the public on our website, which is cypresspreserve.org, or we put it on our social media channels, which is, we're both on Facebook and Instagram. Mm-hmm. And you can connect, and the community can connect with us there and find out when we're open and when they can come out. We're still sort of in that soft opening phase, meaning we're still building and still doing projects out there to make it a great park. If you went out there right now, you'd see some bulldozers and some land movers, and there's just some new exciting continuous improvement going on. So why would somebody want to come out there? I did mention it's 1,000 acres, but not all 1,000 acres is the park. A lot of it's left in sort of beautiful nature. But the owner of the property, his name is Gilbert Butler with the Butler Conservation Fund. We are fortunate to have his investment in this property for the last 6 years. He's been building some infrastructure, a meeting facility, a really nice bathroom facility, but most importantly, there is a beautiful trail called the Swampside Trail, which runs 2 miles out and then 2 miles back. It's been graded, it's flat, it's beautiful. It kind of curves along over some boardwalks. It goes along the edge of the black bottomland forest, which means sort of a swampy area, and the grassy upland pine area. It's gorgeous. And you talked about connecting to nature. This is a great place to get away from the hustle and bustle of our daily lives and just get outdoors, listening to the birds, get some exercise, move around, and just be away from our devices and just sort of get back to the nature that we grew up with. You'll find, if you're walking down the trail, lots of botanical or plant identification signs. We've worked real hard to do that as an educational component of the walks. And as the park evolves over time, we hope to do more and more educational outreach for kids, youth groups, and the local schools. We especially want to invite groups, church groups, nonprofits, community groups, youth groups, other organizations to reserve time to come out for a visit. You could come out for a picnic. You could come out for a meeting or gathering, for a walk along the trail, or you could come out to see a screening, a movie screening, like we're going to do in partnership with you and the later this week. And this might be a good time to talk about that.
It is. And I was showing the Facebook page as you were talking, Erin, and all the beautiful pictures that are on the page. But now I'm showing we are having an outdoor film screening at the Black River Cypress Preserve this Saturday is starting at 7 o'clock. And we want to encourage everyone to come on out. But we need you to register beforehand because this is limited because of COVID-19. We're going to be doing the social distancing and everything. So at the bottom of your screen is go to eventbrite.com, outdoor movie screening, and get registered. And we're going to show some short films celebrating the African and Gullah diaspora. And that's this Saturday, and we will start arriving at 7 o'clock p.m. So yeah, this is just one of the programs that we do. And in conjunction with the Black River Cypress Preserve, I can guarantee that it's in a beautiful scenic setting, And because we did a movie before about sustainable was the name of the movie, and this time we're going to do some short films out there after a short panel discussion. It's just a wonderful setting to view an outdoor film screening as part of the International Gullah Film Festival. So thank you for mentioning that, Erin. And those of you who want to attend, at the bottom of the screen is the registration, but I'm also going to put that up static. Let me go ahead and put that up static. There you go. And we'll just leave that up for everybody. You just go ahead and go to eventbrite.com, outdoor movie screening this Saturday, May 8th. And so go ahead, Erin.
I was just going to say, I would encourage your viewers to take advantage of that opportunity. It's sort of like a family movie night. It's outside. Bring your blanket or your chairs. Bring some bug spray because we are going to be outside.
Mhm.
We will mark off spaces on the grass where family groups can sit together, but you can be safely socially distanced from others. And it's just a great way to just be outside, be together, and watch some great films. So I'm really excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And we'll also put the registration button in the comment section on our Facebook pages, folks. So if you just click that, you go directly to that. So look in at that. So, Erin, we have a video, and I'm pretty sure I can play it.
Can I set that up? Can I set that up for you?
You go ahead and set it up. And when you're ready, I'm ready.
Okay, so we've talked a little bit about the Black River Cypress Preserve, and it's just outside of Andrews. We've had a really good working relationship with Mayor Frank McClary and the town administrator, Maretta Dorsey. We talk with them all the time. We want to become their go-to community park. I see that relationship growing and getting better and just doing all kinds of good things over the years to come. But there's even a bigger movement afoot. I'd love to share real quickly with your viewers, if I could,
Sure.
Marilyn.
Yes, please do.
Up and down the Black River, there's just a lot of exciting projects going on that are all kind of falling under the heading of the Black River Water Trail and Park Network. And that water trail really begins in the town of Kingstree. And what Kingstree's done is revitalize their public landing that's right in the town. It's on the Black River. They have revitalized their public landing, so they're trying to get a lot more public use out of that. And there's an adjacent sort of small community park there, and they're going to be doing a lot of branding around this new kind of economic development opportunity, and they're going to start calling themselves, as the town of Kingstree, the crown of the Black River. And you'll see more and more about that because they really want to capitalize on that natural asset that they've got right there in their backyard. And just south of Kingstree, along the Black River, the state agency called our state, South Carolina Parks, Recreation, and Tourism, just took ownership of a tract of land that's on the Black River. It was about 350 acres. And what they're hoping to do, or what they're planning to do, is to create a public state park on that property. And they hope to buy additional properties over the long term. And so that there'll be multiple properties on the Black River that will become part of a state park. First state park created in South Carolina in 20 years, and it will be in Williamsburg County.
And congratulations, Williamsburg.
I know, right? I think Williamsburg is going to really, hopefully be able to see some economic development that will not only just be local, and it will open up access to the river where before there's been sort of limited access. If you didn't own property on the river, if you didn't use one of the few public landings, and there's not many of them, then you're going to have a lot more greater access to the Black River. And that's going to help locals, and it's going to help regional interest come into our area. And I see that helping Andrews as well. And so the state, let me just mention real quickly that the State Park Project is reaching out to community members right now through an online survey and through physical or virtual in-person or virtual meetings, community meetings, to ask you, anybody who's watching this right now, they want to know if there's a state park not far from where you live, how are you going to use it? What do you want to see happen there? Is it a gathering place for picnics and other kinds of gatherings? Is it hiking? Is it camping? Is it just open space for whatever you want to do, flying a kite, whatever it is? They want to hear from people, and there's lots of opportunities for that. And hopefully we can share that maybe later in our call. And I'll just lastly will mention there's part of this park network. So you've got Kingstree, you've got the state park. Then below that, you've got the Black River Cypress Preserve, which is in Georgetown County. And then you've got Rocky Point Community Forest, which is in Chopee, which is considered part of this, new variety of parks up and down the Black River that are trying to get the community out and enjoy this beautiful natural resource that's always been there, but maybe maybe we didn't have access to it. Maybe we didn't think about it, but now we're thinking about it. And so I'd love it if you'd show that video. All
right, let's go ahead and get that video up here. And all right. All right, here we go.
Well, I think first and mainly, the river belongs to the citizens. They ain't owned by one person. It belongs to all the citizens that live up and down this river.
The Black River is a classic coastal plain river. It runs about 150 miles through 5 counties in South Carolina.
It's a very special ecosystem. We have ancient cypress trees and plants and animals that are kind of hard to find in other places in South Carolina.
It's not just the river or the edges of the river or the landings. It's also the uplands and the watershed. The river is the gem, it's the diamond. But you gotta have the rest of the setting for the ring to show off the diamond.
Our community uses the Black River for multiple things, fishing, hunting, kayaking.
We swim in these waters, we eat the fish from the water, we drink the water. It's certainly core to all aspects of our life.
If you look at the map of all 47 South Carolina state parks, the biggest hole you'll find is right here, right where we are.
So the Black River Initiative is about connections. It's about connecting people to the river, and it's about connecting sites along the river. We have a 70-mile stretch of the river starting in Kingstree, South Carolina, and multiple sites along the way that are in various stages of development as parks. We don't know what the offerings are going to be for the river yet. We want the community to engage in this process and tell us what they'd like to do, whether it be picnicking, or camping, or fishing, or hiking, or biking, or flying a kite.
This is our opportunity to create something not only for today, but also something planned for our future.
It's going to bring the community together. It's going to give them something that hasn't been seen in South Carolina in 20 years.
Lots of tourists come for our beaches, but we hope that folks will start realizing the very special adventure that awaits them on the Black River.
I love that video.
It's a great video. Wonderful video and moving video.
It is a moving video, and that so it shows a collaborative effort among lots of residents and organizations that are working in our area, the Nature Conservancy, the Open Space Institute, who work really hard to conserve land along the river to make sure it stays just like it is now, and it will look like that for our great grandchildren. It'll look just the same because of their work. And, the towns of Kingstree and Andrews, the counties of Williamsburg and Georgetown, And they really, as it said in the video, really want to get community feedback. That's going to be an important part of this whole effort. To, how would you use it? What do you want to see happen? And there'll be plenty of opportunities to do that, Marilyn. And I don't know if you can display that the handout that has the 3 meetings, or I can just talk about it.
You go ahead and talk about it, and let me see if I can pull it up while you're talking.
Okay. So the State Parks Project is hosting 3 public meetings coming up in the next week. You can join either virtually or in person. And the first one is May 6th, which is tomorrow, excuse me, from 6 to 7 at Howard Center in Georgetown. And if they're interested in dialing in, then I'll just give my email address at the end, and people can just send me an email, and I can send them all the instructions about, how to dial in about that. The second meeting is May 10th, which is on next Monday, 6 to 7 in Andrews at the Regional Recreation Center on Cedar Street. And the third meeting is May 11th from 6 to 7 in the Williamsburg County Public Services Administration building on Main Street and King Street. So those are 3. Those won't be the only 3 meetings, but those are 3 early meetings and a great opportunity to go ahead and get your feedback in. And I have a link to the community survey that can gather your input. If a meeting isn't, in the works for you, you can just fill out an online survey. It'll take just a few minutes, and you can give your feedback that way.
Well, I'm going to try to be there tomorrow at the Howard Center. I'll be back in Georgetown. Actually, I'll be back tonight, late.
Okay.
And then I have a Black History tour in Georgetown tomorrow that I am helping out Steve Williams conduct tomorrow. So but I will have time. That will be done before the 6 o'clock tomorrow. I did post the flyer that you sent me.
So folks are
looking at it now. And what I will do is make sure we put it on our Facebook pages, not only for the Gullah Geechee Chamber, but the Gullah Geechee Leadership Institute, because this is all part of our advocacy. So I am delighted to support these type of efforts, the park efforts, these public meetings, because it really, for me, watching that video, it is emotional for me. And I'm just happy to say that, because it speaks to the Gullah Geechee culture. And as I've been telling people lately, and as I watched those flyover shots, the bird's eye view of the Black River, and I cannot help think about the knowledge that the enslaved ancestors had of controlling the water and managing the land to grow the rice. And the Black River, it's one of those rivers where they use the trunks to control the flow of that water to grow the rice. So it's a connection. It's an emotional connection. So I am happy that we now have more public access to really go back and understand our connection to that land and to the water, and that it has always provided sustenance to us. So we are very happy to share this information and support these efforts. Erin, I think you know that. You and I have known each other long enough, but I want other people to know it also and to appreciate it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and take advantage of these opportunities.
Absolutely. And you know what, Marilyn? I know one thing you advocate, you certainly are a premier advocate for nature and getting back to our roots and really understanding all of that. And that's the basis of everything. But
it really is.
It is. And it really is the basis of everything for all of us. And I would add, though, that with the parks coming online, I think your viewers might know people who, your mind starts thinking about, okay, if we have more and more people coming to paddle on the Black River, to go to the state parks to do this and that on the Black River or around the Black River, that opens opportunities for local people to build businesses that can serve those visitors, whether they're local or they come from other places. And as you saw in the video, there's, one of the comments I made at the very end of the video was that, we have a lot of tourists that come to our general area for the beaches, but maybe they stop off instead at, in Andrews or in King Street or somewhere at one of the other parks along the river and enjoy the river, but they might need to rent a bike or stay in a hotel or eat in a restaurant or, that kind of thing. So it really could spur some economic development for local residents.
Agreed. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because that's why environmental justice means economic justice, because of what you just said. I had an opportunity to be a part of a North Carolina Blueways guide about a month ago, and they are talking about what you just said, Erin, that when you're on the river and you need to stop someplace, why not have Airbnb if you own property next to that river?
Absolutely.
Do an Airbnb.
Yeah.
That's why the Gullah Geechee Chamber was invited to the North Carolina Blueways Guide, because they know the potential. Not only the environmental potential, but the economic potential.
Yeah.
And you and I and the Mayor McCleary of Andrews, who's watching us right now, who understands that you can go visit the Black River Cypress Preserve and then spend your evening in the town of Andrews and support those local restaurants, support those local hotels. All it takes is imagination.
That's right.
All it takes is an imagination, and no greater place gives you an imagination than to be out in nature.
Yes. You can dream.
You can dream. You can dream in nature. And I cannot tell you how much hiking I have done in the upstate. I look forward to going hiking in this area. That just dreams help lead me to where I'm at now in funding the Gullah Geechee Chamber, the Gullah Geechee Leadership Institute. And just behind me, I'm going to tilt it a little bit, the Gullah Geechee Environmental and Energy Conference, which I just received a grant to present it in October. So this will be the third one. And I'll tell everybody, Erin has been a great support from day one with this conference. And this is what can happen if you just dream and then you work to make the dream happen.
Yeah.
And all this came about because I hiked, in particular in the upstate. I returned back to my roots. And my imagination just flowed, but I put the work in. And here we are, people are putting the work in, creating these parks. I mean, this is a wonderful thing, And the mayor is posting Mel's Market.
You know what? I eat at Mel's Market all the time now.
I haven't had a chance yet. I'm assuming the food is good.
It is real good.
All right.
And you know what? That's a brand new restaurant. It's only been open for, I don't know, maybe a couple months. They seem to be doing pretty well. And I hope this is just the beginning.
It is the beginning.
Yeah, it is. So, you know what, Marilyn, I should probably put my email address out there in case anybody's interested in getting into one of those virtual community meetings.
Okay.
They are in person. That's great that we can do those in-person meetings now, but some people it's more convenient to do it virtually, and that would be great.
What's your email?
It's Erin at Cypress Preserve. So ERIN, cypresspreserve.org.
All right. So y'all, if y'all want to get in touch with Erin, her email is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, Erin at cypresspreserve.org, and you can reach out to her and get this ball rolling. to let you know when it's open and available for you to come out. And of course, we want to remind everybody, you can go to our Facebook page right now and register for the movie screening. This Saturday, you can come out and enjoy the preserve. So as Erin, that reminds me, so 7 o'clock is when we're starting with the movie screening and everything. Will people be able to go out before 7 and enjoy on site?
Yes, we'll be out there from about 6 on. So if you want to come out and just walk around, kind of check things out, that's great. We'd love to have you. I'll be there. I'll be looking for you. And, we hope we have a nice group out there on Saturday night.
Yep, folks. So register so we can have a great group out there, as Erin said, and start your relationship all over again with the Black River. I'm looking forward to the 70 miles once everything's in place, or even before everything's finished. You can go out in certain sections of it and enjoy it. And as soon as you said that King Street said they're going to be the crown of the Black River, I got it. That's pretty good.
I know, that is good.
And there are a lot of folks in Williamsburg County. They're young, they're full of verve and vigor and fire to really, economic uplift of Williamsburg County. And it is great to see that there's environmental justice being involved with that too, environmentalism through the Black River. And that's what it is. And in so many ways, we're getting back to our roots, and it could help all of us.
It really can, Marilyn.
Oh, look at Sue Ham, County Council member. I was thinking about you, Sue Ham, so I'm glad you chimed in.
Sue Ham came out when we did the movie last fall.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. So, Sue Ham, I hope you can come out again this Saturday. Just make sure y'all register and everything. Jennifer Green, yes, count me in. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, he's actually been tagging folks this entire show. So y'all come on out this Saturday. And Erin, what else do we need to know as we wrap up our show about Black River Cypress Preserve?
I think we invite, like I said earlier, we invite groups to come out. If you've got a group, a community group, a youth group that you think, they just need a fun place to get away, something different to do outside, email me. You've got my email address here. We'll work it out. We'll figure out a date, what you want to do. We'll try to make it happen.
Very good. So
and
y'all,
thank you. Thank you,
you're
Marilyn.
welcome, Erin. I did throw up some pictures that I did steal from the Facebook page. So and some young folks out there kayaking, having a good time. And I've seen these buildings, folks. I haven't yet been able to see all of it, but I look forward to being out there and really doing some hiking out there. And somebody will have to take me fishing. I haven't been fishing in a while. So I'll have my brother comes home, my middle brother, he is the fisherman in the family. I have to make sure that we go out there and enjoy it.
That sounds great. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you, Erin.
Hope to see people out at the Cypress Preserve soon.
Very, very much. Thank you, Erin. And I'm going to close with putting up how you can register for the upcoming movie screening. And also, folks, don't forget, reach out to Erin. Her email is Erin, ERIN, at cypresspreserve.org. If you're interested in just really enjoying this beautiful site, go ahead and reach out to Erin. There are just many diverse ways to get involved with the Black River Cypress Preserve and our new state park. And I'm going to end with posting how you can get registered, and we'll see everybody Saturday. Make sure you register, though, because we're practicing COVID-19 safety protocol.
Yeah.
Thank you, Erin, and I'll be seeing you Saturday.
Okay.
All right, good night. And so, folks, thank you to Erin. Thank you for joining us today from sunny Greenville, South Carolina. Yes, I am here at the Baptist Convention, but we're having a good time here. But in the meantime, don't forget, go register for the movie screening this Saturday. And I'm going to post that and close the show with that. Really enjoyed having Erin on. And, of course, always enjoy you coming out viewing A Gathering Place. Have a wonderful day. And we'll see you hopefully Saturday. Don't forget to register.